Music is nonsense.
A joke.
I grew to believe what they said for a while.
That music was nothing more than just chords and lyrics.
Nothing more than just noise.
A catchy rhythm designed to make you feel something without ever touching what's real.
Just sound, wave,
And verses on repeat. The background noise from car rides and study nights. I let it pass through me like a breeze I never chased, assuming its beauty only lived in perfect pitch.
Music lives specifically in radios and concerts.
Oh, for sure.
Tangled in headphone wires and cover albums. To me, music was a product.
Simply polished and rehearsed.
It was just something you played, nothing more or less. I would never question if it could exist in silence, or in glances, or the hush between words. But then, I've come to realize, music with bars and chords are only the myth on the surface. A story we tell to sell vinyls and CDs. The plain truth of this is, music doesn't have to be played on your Spotify playlist to be heard. It lives in the voices of those we love, echoing from a soul that reaches another.
Music is a myth to those who never bled for it. People will tell you it's only music. It's just a silly song. And if it's not a hit, simply a pastime for dreamers with no harvest to reap. But they don't see how it turns into a refuge, a quiet space within, where sorrow finds a voice, where joy spins freely, where the unspoken finally has a shelter. True music dwells in places you don't think twice about. It's in the melody of your friend's laughter, so boisterous it stretches like strings. It's in the way your mother pours sunlight into your name, with a tenderness that feels like rebirth. It lives in the pitch of an empty home, overlapping the yachtful giggles that were once held inside like a mixtape.
It lives in the rhythm of two lovers who speak in pulse and breath, their heartbeats synchronizing into a symphony.
It lives in sobs of grief, so guttural and ragged, discarded like a cello's moan. It lives in life. Passionate and honest. Not always the perfect vibration or melody. Sometimes it feels as if it's grating into your ears. Sometimes it makes you want to weep as if your heart is shattered into pieces. Music is a story we can't quite speak aloud. But music doesn't plead to be explained. It simply wants to be felt. It's that
sudden swell in your chest,
the kind that silences words and leaves you humming instead. Because the sorrow doesn't quite fit into sentences. It's not always a melody, but I've noticed one thing. It will always ring in a way that tugs at the core. They treat music like it's a phase, just noise to skip off and move on from. But I've never had eyes open for the entire night, looping the same bridge that was found in a warm, familiar voice, over
and over
and over.
Because for once, somebody finally heard me.
The world sings in a tune that shows a symphony, the voices of the one you love, projecting over it.
Now, as I sing music all around me, I begin to wonder,